back to another Car Making Show video. Today, guys, I decided to go and see a movie at the Cineplex movie theater, and you guys probably were wondering, what did I go see? Well, I did it yesterday when I did my Bad review, and today I wanted to go see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the movie, but before I say anything else about what I'm going to be doing, what else I want to say about before the review, before the film, because it's new, it's coming from the Car Making Show, they know exactly what I do, and for all you subscribers know exactly what I do, but new people, I just do reviews for Netflix, Disney Plus, so I went to do theaters, sometimes I do trailer reactions, game reviews, unboxing videos, theory videos, and all that crazy shit on the Car Making Show. And sometimes I would talk about like random videos about me, like saying what kind of movies are be coming out during the year, and what are we going to expect. But yeah, either way, that's what I normally do on my channel. So yeah, so today I decided to go see the Puss in Boots movie. And I gotta say, before I went to go see this movie, last night I actually watched the very first movie, and then I decided to go see the second one. So I totally forgot the first movie was actually a prequel. So that was way before Puss actually met Shrek and Donkey. And then during this one, it actually takes place during the events of the last film of Shrek, Shrek Forever After, I believe. Yes. And then after at the very end of the movie, if you guys have seen the movie since the last assessment, so I think it's been like last weekend or something like that, we all know that he goes back to far, far away, and hinting that he's going back to see his old friends. So there's going to be another one. But either way, let's talk about some of a little bit of the movie first, and see what you guys think, what I think about the movie. So, Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. So, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie. It was very well done. I just gotta say, the animation and the special effects, especially the animation. Okay, so let's talk about the animation just for a quick minute. Okay, so as soon as I was watching the beginning of the movie and had seen him, finding that big giant troll in that little town of his. I don't know if it was San Ricardo or a different kind of town, but I think it was a different town. So basically, when he was facing that troll and actually defeated it, and then it ended up being like his almost his last life after he got smashed by the big bell. So when he was fighting that big troll, the animation kind of looked a little similar to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Because you know how in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, how Spider-Man was fighting against, Kingpin, or Spider-Man, or Miles was fighting against, Prowler, or whatever, or when he was fighting all those all kind of like almost like the Sinister Six in his general universe. All that fight scenes were kind of remind me of that. Because it was kind of like comic accurate fighting scenes, and that's what it reminded me of for Puss in Boots. Because it was it's what it looked like when when Puss was fighting that big giant troll, trying to use a bell, trying to hit Puss in Boots in the face with. So there's a lot of celebrities that I noticed that from the movie from other films, and it was kind of cool how they did that, especially when you guys probably all know it by now, but when they first introduced Death, the big bad wolf. And then when he was battling Death, which was I gotta say, the character is like hands down one of DreamWorks' best, coldest villains they have ever done. I really love this character. Although there's a lot of stimulations from a lot of parents, it's like, oh, this villain is too vicious. He drew blood to Puss. There should be blood in a kid's movie. Well, hush up. They wanted to bring something different to a character in a DreamWorks movie, and this is what we got. And they freaking killed it with this freaking movie. I loved it. It was cool. I love how this villain was more vicious than any other villains that Puss encountered, or that Shrek encountered, or all the other movies that DreamWorks did, like with How to Train Your Dragon, Trolls, Shrek, how you name it. So all the movies they've done over the years, all the villains that they've done. I think this is by far the best villain they've done in a movie ever. So if they can continue down this road making villains like that, then they're gonna be making over billions of freaking dollars in the box office. Literally. And that's why this movie is stated to be the best movie ever by Dreamworks. And it's almost, I think I heard it's almost overtaking Avatar 2. Somewhat almost overtaking it. It's like in between like Avatar right now. And that's pretty good for a DreamWorks movie, actually. I'm actually kind of amazed at like how well this movie is going, but so far. So either way, I just think Def is an amazing character, and the actor who portrayed Def just played the voice really well for the dude. And I don't know his name by heart right now, but whoever you are, you did an amazing job, and you really brought the realization of that character to the movie for all of us to be excited to enough to get goosebumps, and just like how Puss got in the movie, and it was like, holy damn. But throughout the entire movie, he starts to figure it out. You know, he needs to find a map in order to find the wishing star to bring back his 9 lives. Because when he first encountered Def was trying to get him. Well, he didn't realize it was actually Def yet until midway through the movie. But he only thought that the wolf was just a bounty hunter from the beginning. But once he saw when Def encountered him again in the Veil of the Souls or something like that, then this is what he was telling him. Is like, I've been there ever since your every death, every single last one. I was just like, oh, that voice. I was like, oh my god, it just gave me chills. But either way, I mean that scene. And then as soon as Puss realizes, it's like, oh wait, it's like, you're not a bounty hunter. You're, and he's like, death, straight up death. Not metaphorically, not metaphorically. If it's metaphorically, if theoretically, straight up death. So he was just giving put some big conversation, like how he's been there ever since his every death that he made over the past, like, I don't know, I guess a couple months or years or whatsoever. He's always been there watching Puss, and he's waiting to either take Puss's life, or until he screws up and actually accidentally dies one more time. So he's basically trying to get Puss to die so he can take his soul. So the entire movie, he's trying to find the wishing star so he can get his 9 lives back and repay all those lives that he wasted. So, and it's kind of cool, you know, Kitty SoftPaws returned, but played by Salma Hayek, and a couple of new actors I kind of didn't recognize, but one actor I didn't recognize was Florence Pugh. If you guys don't know who Florence Pugh is, she played Goldie Dreadlocks, or whatever the character's name is. But if you guys don't know who that is, she actually played Black Widow's sister in the movie Black Widow. Yes, her. So she was one of the almost main villains. There was actually a total of 3 villains in this movie: Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, some guy named Jack Horner, and Death. So there was a lot of action in this movie. There was them trying to get the map in order to find the wishing star. They were trying to get their own wish. Like, for example, Goldie, her wish is to find her own family. Then she realizes at the very end, her entire family is the Bears. They were the ones that took care of her when she first came upon them into her cabin. and she was the one, and they felt that they should want her into their home. They gave her warmth, they gave her food, and then at the very end, she realizes that her own family is the bears, and she wants to stay with them. And she decides like, I'm not gonna make this wish, and then basically Kitty SoftPaws' wish was to find somebody she can trust, and eventually she starts to trust more, starts to trust in Puss a lot more. And apparently at one point Puss was supposed to get married to Kitty, but he stood her up at the church. But instead, there was a little plot twist between that. Apparently Kitty didn't actually show up either. So, because she knew that Puss wouldn't actually show up because he wants to be the legend of what he wants to be, Puss in Boots. So there's a lot of interesting things that were happening for this entire movie. It was pretty cool how it was more magical than the last movie that got done back in 2011. So because back in 2011 it was more between like well, it was somewhat magical. Oh, because it was about the magic beans, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Humpty Dumpty wasn't become somewhat the main villain. He wanted his revenge on Puss, and at the very end he kind of redeemed himself. I mean, he became a golden egg. So not a big spoiler on that. It's been out since 2011. But either way, it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it, and Puss actually befriends a dog that was supposed to be like a cat at this Mother Luna, or was it Mother Luna's or Luna something's place, and so yeah, he befriends a dog named he decided to name it Parito or Puruto or something, or Puruto or something like that. It starts with a P. Boruto, Paruto, or Boruto, or Pedro, or no, not Pedro. But either way, he decides to bring up a. He decides to encourage at the very end to actually have Kitty SoftPaws and the dog to become a team, and now they're outlaws, and they're. It's kind of cool. Before he just wants to be solo. He does not want to be. He doesn't want to team up with anybody else. But at the very end, he decides not to use the wish to have 9 lives, but instead to spend that life with Kitty and the dog, which is kind of cool. And for the entire movie, it was just really adventurous. It was really thrilling to have and also having Puss having panic attacks because he's trying to get away from death. So he encountered death a few times throughout the movie. And he also somewhat lost his sword too because he didn't have a sword because Death took the sword when he first met him in the bar. So, and it was actually kind of stinky that he actually Puss went through the toilet. Yeah. Ew. But it was good. I really loved the movie. It was really great. It's definitely take your kids to go see this movie. Although there is a tiny little bit of blood in the film, but not a lot. It's not like super gory. It's just like a tiny bit, just like tiny little bit. So it's okay for to take your kids to go see this movie. It's not like too far out, like that movie Megan or something like that. So, which I need to go see that movie at one point. But yeah, so take your kids, go take your family. It's a really good film to go see. It's like one of the best Dreamworks movies I've seen by far. I think for the rating, I'm probably just gonna give it a spot. I'm probably just gonna give it a spot on 5 out of 5 because I don't care. I don't really care, but it was just so well done. I love the fight between Puss and Death at the very end, and he was able to actually succeed in defeating Death, but Death did stay saying, I will see you again. Once you are on the edge of of dying. So we probably will be seeing Death again at one point, and and I think in the future movie, if we ever do see him again, it's probably be a more fiercer battle, and I'm pretty sure that Puss is probably gonna fail, and he is probably going to die, and Death is probably gonna take his soul to the afterlife or whatever. Well, whatever will happen, don't know for sure. But I really love the movie. It was great. And I love Florence Pugh, how she showed them to play Goldie, and the other characters don't really care so much. Jack Horner, don't know who that specific character was. Apparently, he was some sort of like uh, book character where he puts his thumb in a pie and he eats it. Kind of weird, but okay. And yeah, so it's mostly at nothing else I kind of saw that were like Easter eggs or either anything like that. I mean, Puss does somewhat mention in one point in the film where he does mention about his old friends a little bit, but not quite a bit. But but yeah, so I kind of liked at the very end they actually go to far away, and I did hear there's gonna be a little hint that there might be a little Shrek 5. Don't know when the release date is supposed to be, but I'll keep you guys updated when that's gonna happen. I did hear a long time ago, around the time of before COVID, DreamWorks was gonna do a Shrek 5, but they turfed it onto the shelf because when COVID happened, they would never would have fought. It would have made a lot of money because a lot of people didn't want to go out and watch movies because there was all those restrictions and theaters were being closed. Other businesses were being closed. So they would have thought they would have never made a lot of money because there was all that big Shanghai happening. So since now COVID's like almost out of the way now, they're probably gonna be having this. Okay, let's take that off of the shelf. Let's get this production started with Shrek 5, and let's make Shrek kind of like the first movie. How we can bring a lot more new characters in, or have some of our returning characters like Donkey, Fiona, and maybe in Shrek 5, maybe I'm thinking, maybe they can have the kids, some are all grown up now, maybe like teenagers, or maybe they're just going to kindergarten. I think it'd be a best bet to have them like as teenagers, maybe a couple years later in the future, because it's been years since the last Shrek. It would make absolutely good sense because I think the last one was like what 2015 or something like that, or 14. I think it was 2015 was like the last one, I think. Yeah, so it would make a lot of sense that the small older kids that they have will be teenagers, and maybe it will become a story between them taking the mantle of being scary and scaring citizens out there. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but not really, because Shrek's married to Fiona and she's actually technically a princess. So I don't think they're gonna be doing something like that. So I'm pretty sure they'll be figuring out a good story between Shrek 5 between now until I guess 2025 or something. I think that's what I heard, or when the Shrek's supposed to come out. But either way, that's my review. That's a review for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That's concluded. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't know when that's gonna be, but it probably will be the Bad Batch episode 5. So stay tuned for that video. Probably be next Friday. And wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good night, good afternoon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And if you guys really love this review of me reviewing Puss in Boots, I totally recommend you guys smash that like button. Hit me down below in the comments and let you guys know what your guys' favorite scene is in the movie. I like to hear you guys' word. And feel free to share this video to your social medias, Twitter, Facebook. I want you guys to help me out to get up to 1,000 subs. That's my main goal I've been trying to do for the last 10 or actually it would be 12 years now. It's been my goal for the last 12 years to get up to 1,000 subs. And it's been hard, but I love doing videos every day. I'm never gonna stop. I did have a little dream like days ago where I wanted to restart my channel and start fresh. But if you guys want me to do something like that at one point, I mean, I do get like a whole bunch of videos. I got over like 400 videos. But I've just been thinking about that lately, where I think I just restart my channel, start from fresh, and I don't know. I mean, it was just a thought like around that time period, but who knows for sure. I'm probably not gonna do it, but it's just like an idea. If you guys want me to start a little fresher with my reviews, with my videos, and but either way, that concludes it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next feature video. Peace out. Bye.